is a separation globally, but certainly in America, between those who embrace tech and those who don't. If you do not embrace tech, you will make less money, have less options. There'll be an intellectual separation away from you, a productivity separation, a financial separation away from you. Tech equals speed. As the world gets faster, you better embrace it or you'll die. There is a massive gap in America between those who are willing to embrace tech and stay on the speed train and those who are rigid, stubborn, won't. They're falling behind. And the gap between those, it's not just a money gap. It's those that embrace tech and those who don't. Cities that don't, towns that don't, people that don't fall behind because the world's never been faster. This is also what's happening, in my opinion, in football. Because when any business speeds up, the haves and have-nots is more obvious to see. Football has never been faster. We used to have 50 plays. Now there's 70 per team. There's no huddles. There's less practice time. Half times are shorter because they have more interviews going in and coming out. So the separation between the haves and the have-nots in coaching, I've never seen anything like it. Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan, young guys come into the league, boom, at the top. Bill Belichick dominates his division. Andy Reid will for the next 15 years. Sean Payton is now separating. Tech is speed, and those who don't embrace it fall behind. Football's the same thing. The game has gotten so fast, so demanding for coaches, you are seeing a huge gap between the haves, Matt Nagy, a brilliant young coach in Chicago, and the have-nots, Jason Garrett. Last night's a prime example. A very limited quarterback, Mitch Trubisky, with okay weapons, not special, were not only clever and high-functioning, but then at halftime, when you have 13 minutes to adjust, they came out, Chicago did, with an unbelievable drive after adjusting. Dallas had one great drive of the game. It was scripted, and then they were shot. And once again, Dallas with much better weapons, last 3 games, 0 points in the third quarter. Because as we know, the third quarter is the first quarter after halftime. Remember that article we talked about last week? The New England Patriot article with Josh McDaniels talking about why the Patriots are so great at half, because they're so smart, they're so ramped up that in that 13 minutes, New England goes in, has a plan, goes to the board, changes, alters, adjusts, dominates the third quarter. Every Super Bowl with New England. They never score a touchdown in any Super Bowl in the first quarter. You wait for their adjustments at half. Pete Carroll's adjustments at half. John Harbaugh's adjustments at half. Andy Reid's adjustments at half. The Cowboys are awful in the third quarter. They don't adjust. They're not fast. The world's too fast for this staff. And the staffs that struggle off the script, Dallas is a terrible adjustment staff. This is what you end up with. And we're seeing this all over the world. By the way, we see Andy Reid. We always think quarterbacks run this league, but Andy Reid had Matt Moore go toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers. Sean Payton lost his starting quarterback, went 5-0. Mike Tomlin's on his what? His 4-string quarterback. They're still in the wild card race. Freddie Kitchens has his star, Baker Mayfield. They're a mess. The gap between the haves and the have-nots is happening in America for those who, as the world speeds up, embrace tech and ignore it, or get stubborn around tech. I don't need that phone, that iPad, that. Yeah, you do. Or a money separation, an intellectual separation, a productivity separation. This is happening in football. It is the fastest I've ever seen it. You got 70 plays, let's go, halftime shorter, less practice, and the McVays and the Shanahans and the Harbaughs and the Andy Reids and the Belichick and the Matt Nagy, who's really dealing with a below-average functioning quarterback. But last night, he takes what Trubisky can do. He then adjusts at half for the drive of the game, and the game's over. And I see a real separation. And we can keep looking around and blaming the coach and blaming this and blaming that and blaming the quarterback and blaming the left tackle and blaming Zeke. Dak after the game, he's searching for answers to what's happening to our football team. Here's what it is. According to Warren Sharp of Sharp Football, the last 5 years, Dallas has won just 4 games. They trailed at half. That's it. It's a have-not staff, Dak. I mean, I'm not saying Dak's not talented enough to overcome a bad staff. You know, Very few guys in the history of the game are. The John Elways, the Troy Aikmans, whatever. Very few quarterbacks can overcome a bad staff. But that stat says it all, Dak. 5 years, 4 games, down at half, came back. The game's fast, more plays, more adjustments. There's a separation have to have-nots, and Dallas has a have-not staff. And boy, was that on display last night with a have coach. All right, let's switch to Dak Prescott entirely here. He is now, this is kind of scary if you're a Cowboy fan. We've seen this now over the course of a season. Dak Prescott is only good in 2 situations. To start the game with a script, generally with a lot of running support. And then in garbage time, the cotton candy of football. Doesn't fill you up, tastes good, doesn't matter. So he's good on the script and he's good in garbage time. Now, it should be noted, being good on the script does matter. Because teams that take a lead in the NFL win about 55% of their games. So that matters. He's good on the script. I'd rather have a quarterback be good on the script. Joe Montana was great on the script. Troy Aikman was good on the script. So he's good on the script. And he's really good in garbage time, which doesn't matter at all. Script does, garbage time doesn't. But the problem being is, last 2 games, second, third quarter, when you got to kind of elevate beyond script, 47-0, been outscored. Now, Dak has never been a natural thrower, and so he gets out of rhythm very quickly. I mean, I think we all admit this. There are guys like Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers that are kind of natural throwers. Matt Ryan just looks easy. Dak's never been that guy, so he gets out of rhythm very, very quickly. But it's the problem when evaluating quarterbacks, and this is the hardest position in American sports to evaluate, because we use terms like, that guy's a winner, which is an empty adjective. When I hear NFL scouts say, that quarterback at Oklahoma, that quarterback at Ohio State, that quarterback at Alabama is a winner. Of course he is. Every quarterback at Alabama, Oklahoma, Florida, Power 5 juggernauts is a winner. It's just empty. And there's also these stats with Dak. He's number 2 in the NFL, wins above replacement. That's like the Mike Trout stat for the best baseball player of all time. And there's the fact that he's the second winningest quarterback after Brady. This is why this quarterback is this position is incredibly difficult to evaluate. Because if it was just about winning, Mark Sanchez won a lot. Tim Tebow won 7 straight. You got to watch the games. If you look at the box score last night, let's say you were just busy. I just didn't have time to watch the Bears and the Cowboys. You'd look at Dak Prescott and see 6 for 15 on third down, 2 for 3 on fourth down, 27 of 49, 6.5 yards a pass, no turnovers, did pretty well time of possession. But he was good in the first drive on script, and he picked up 60, 70 yards in garbage time. In the NFL, you want that $38 million large a year, you got to be good in that second quarter. You got to be good at that third quarter. Now, some of it, I do believe, especially third quarter, is on this coaching staff. But Dak now is 2-4 in his 6 big stat games this year. It just doesn't matter. By the way, Lamar Jackson's stats last week weren't impressive. I thought he was, and they beat the second-best team probably in the NFL, San Francisco. So this is concerning on Dak. I've never thought Dak is a natural thrower or can carry average parts. But Dallas is now going to pay a lot of people, including Dak. He's going to lose a top receiver, maybe a great right tackle. And unless they make a change at coach, this could get very ugly because he's now a script guy and a garbage time guy, and that's pretty much it. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.